this particular issue, it's not a clear black and white issue. It's not as simple as that. We need to explain it in a little bit of detail. So just bear with me while I explain it and explain why there are certain nuances towards this particular issue. So first of all, we have the hadith, as the caller mentioned, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that a female should not travel the distance of 3 days, the equivalent of 48 miles nowadays, without a mahram. So one opinion, which is the opinion of the Hanafi school of thought, for example, is that you would not be allowed to travel if you're female to or that distance. So say, for example, from here to from the UK to Mecca or anywhere else outside of Saudi Arabia, essentially, as a female alone, meaning that Hajj would not be obligatory on you in the first place unless you have a mahram who's able to go there with you. And they base this on that hadith and many other evidences, but that hadith in particular, as I mentioned. There is a second view, however, which is the view of the Maliki school of thought and also the Shafi'i school of thought. And they say no, the issue is slightly different, because we know after the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ passed away, Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, was known to have gone on Hajj. And she went on Hajj, and there was, without a mahram as such, there were other senior companions there at the time, such as Umar ibn Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, and they all went, and they went on Hajj. So how do we understand this if Aisha radiallahu anha went, and we have this hadith at the beginning? The way they explain it is that they say the Prophet ﷺ, when he said that you should not go without a mahram, it refers to an element of security or safety. So if you have an element of security or safety, meaning you're traveling with other females, for example, or in a large group, then that would take the same place as if you were to travel with a mahram. So they say that it would be allowed based on the fact that Aisha radiallahu anha, for example, went and did Hajj without a mahram as such in that particular incident. So that's the second view. In fact, even the Hanbali school of thought, which I haven't mentioned yet, they say it's not allowed for a female to go, very much like the Hanafi madhab, but if you were to go, the Hajj would still be counted, it will be accepted for you. There may be a degree of sin involved in it, but nonetheless the Hajj would still be accepted. So that's why you find that there are different views, because there are different ways of analyzing the ahadith, analyzing the text, trying to reconcile between them. And that's why maybe if you go online you will find there are different views. But inshallah, I hope that clears it up.